Welcome back to another video. This is Cooper D TV and I'm Tamar. And in this video I'm going to be talking about my last cycle and what happened during that cycle and why it was so frustrating. Hey guys, so this cycle, like I said, was kind of frustrating, but it was really, really good at the same time. It was more so the latter part of this cycle. So this month I ovulated. That's a big deal, you guys, for someone who has hypothyroidism and PCOS, because you have no idea when you're gonna ovulate. You have no idea if you're gonna ovulate, all the things. So this month I actually did ovulate and we made it count, bless the Lord. I ovulated, which was great, and I'm actually going to be doing a video talking about all the things that I used the last cycle in another video, the next video that I'm going to be filming. And yes, I will be wearing the same thing because I'm filming the videos on the same day. So get used to the stripes. I did ovulate, like I said, but I ovulated on cycle day 18, which was good. Usually my cycles are around 34 to about sometimes 40 days. Depends on what my body feels like doing at the, just that any given month or whatever. And if I have a period at all, because sometimes if you don't ovulate, you don't get a period. So there's that. This last cycle was actually my first cycle since having my surgery back in April, which was great. That, everything worked out. It was a little longer, like the cycle itself was a little longer than I expected it to be, but it's still okay. It's still good. It is what it is. I think that was because, like I said, the supplements I was taking and all of the tests that I was using to make sure I ovulated. I did my BBT, all of that stuff for another video. I decided that I was going to be, calculating and doing all of my, symptoms and everything, which I learned this last cycle was probably not the best thing for me to do. But actually I learned two things. One thing is that I feel like I need to, even though I want to surprise my husband when we actually do get pregnant, I need to take the test with my husband because things have been kind of frustrating. I don't know if that's going to happen in this next cycle or not, whether or not we're going to take the test together, because my husband's going to Indonesia right after we ovulate. If we ovulate this month, he's going on a missions trip to Indonesia. Speaking of that trip to Indonesia, here's the situation, you guys. My husband is going to help a church that's connected with our church in Indonesia, and we've raised enough money for everyone to get there, but we have a little bit of things going on. He has to get vaccinations. There are some ground costs and things like that, I guess cost of living for being in Indonesia. And he's gonna be there for 10 days, and they're gonna be helping families in Indonesia who are suffering with HIV. He's going to be helping a pastor there that has a church and everything, and it's going to be 6 of them, and we're really excited to be able to serve them in that way. And so we do have a fund sort of kind of thing, and I'm going to leave the link in the description if you want to give towards that. That would be amazing and great. In the description below, there's going to be a link and some instructions on how to help give money towards my husband's funds to, be able to help serve the people in Indonesia and the church out there. If you want to give, that would be a blessing, and we thank you very, very much. So back to the video. So this cycle was frustrating for mainly one reason, and that was because I got to 8 DPO, okay? And I'm going to actually put in a clip of what happened on 8 DPO. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and just put the clip in right now. Just watch. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's done. It's just vibrating. Righty, let's look. See, these blue dye tests. Oh my goodness. Okay, I see a line. The amount of I don't want to believe it because it's a blue dye test, and I highly doubt that you guys will be able to see it at all. It's so faint. Why did I get these tests? Okay, I'm gonna try to show y'all, but I really don't think you're gonna be able to see it at all. Especially since, like, can you guys see that at all? I don't know, it's so faint. Like, legit, when I look at it, I can see it, but like, oh my goodness. No. I can legit see this. Okay, now I gotta take another test. Here's the thing. These aren't as sensitive. They're not. So, oh my goodness, what? So as you can see, I got a positive test that day. And I was like not trying to believe it. I was like, really? Because I don't really trust blue dye tests. I didn't realize that I had bought a blue dye test that day, but I was like, well, it's here. I have it. I'm just going to take it anyway. So I took the test and there was a line on it. I also took a test later that day with the same brand and there was a line on that test. Definitely a blue line. Usually the evap lines are like thin and will like sit off to the side a little. That right there, that looks like a positive to me. Okay, all right, positive test. I got it confirmed with the BFF and everything. My sister saw it. They were positive tests. Blue, all that stuff, right? Positive tests. I decided that since it was a brand that I had never used before, I was going to go and look at the reviews for that brand. Out of like 170 something reviews, like 150 maybe, I can't remember the exact number, but they all said that they got false positives on their tests. Same brand. And it was like, I was so frustrated and so sad and so like emotionally like triggered. And the reason, two reasons I was triggered. The first reason was because this is the third time that I've gotten a false positive. The first time was with some internet cheapies, and it was like the next year after I had miscarried, and it was around Mother's Day again, because the first time I got pregnant was around Mother's Day. But I got 2 tests that were that came out positive for some reason, and I had no idea. Like, it wasn't even around the time that I should have like had my a positive test in my mind, but I could have ovulated at any time, so I was just taking it just because. But I took 2 tests, they both came out positive, and then like I took 2 more tests with the same brand and they came out negative. And so I was like, okay, well, let me pull out my first response, Pulled out the first response, negative. So those 2 tests were false positives. And then another time that I had it was was last year. I had a false positive. And so it was like, really? Again? Another, like, and then the thing is, these 2 tests that I took that day were in separate boxes. They weren't even in the same box. If you buy Walmart Equate brand, like the Equate pregnancy tests, don't buy them at all. There are people who have gotten positive tests and everything, and that's great. It's amazing, wonderful. But for the most part, the people that I've seen on like the Kendara Facebook page, on the Pre-Mom Facebook page, and like I said, the reviews on Walmart's website, false positives everywhere, you guys. So this is just a warning. Don't buy those tests, because just if you don't want to go through the emotional trauma of having a false positive, thinking that you're pregnant, and then realizing I'm actually not pregnant. Like, my thing is, I have no issues with knowing that I'm not pregnant. That just happens. You know what I mean? Because for me, we had the surgery. I feel like at that point, we're at a clean slate. For a healthy couple, it takes about 6 months to a year. You know, sometimes it happens just like that, but 6 months to a year is normal for people to get pregnant. So for me, I'm just like, even though we're not the healthiest, I mean, I can at least give myself 6 months to a year, maybe. We'll see what happens with, you know, if we decide to have other interventions or not. But like the first month trying, it's like, okay, we didn't get pregnant. That's fine. Like, I would not have been that distraught about it if I had just negative tests all around, because that would make sense to me. But to get a positive test at 8 DPO, which people get at 8 DPO, and then you're not actually pregnant, you like, and then like then I think I got to like 10 DPO, and I ended up having like line eye on the first response, and like none of it was positive. The second reason why it was a trigger for me is because around that time my symptoms started to die down, and while I was thinking that I was pregnant, I was like, because my symptoms started to die down, I started getting flashbacks of my miscarriage, the first miscarriage that I had, because I remember the day that I didn't want cantaloupe anymore. And I was just like, uh-oh, I know what's going on. And so it was a trigger for me, because I was like, I'm having another miscarriage. Oh no, like my mind went everywhere that it wasn't supposed to go. Then is when I like looked at the reviews and stuff like that. So while it was like, no, I'm not having a miscarriage and I'm not pregnant, it was like, well, I didn't have to go through all of this headache. I didn't have to go through all of this emotional roller coaster with all the things. Like, this didn't have to happen. If you do get the Walmart, the ones from Walmart, get the First Signal ones with the purple dye. That's what I got my first positive pregnancy test ever on, and it worked out for me. But don't read them after 10 minutes, because there will definitely be an evap line. If you see it within the time frame and within the window, by the way, it was within the window. It was like within 5 minutes of me taking that test is when I saw the line on the Equate brand. So just don't do it. Okay, save yourself some heartache. That's pretty much the reason why it was so frustrating, was just because of those tests. If it wasn't for the positive test this month, I don't think it would have been an issue. I honestly feel like I would have been just fine getting a negative pregnancy test, because like I said before, like it's not about, oh, I just have to be a mom. It's more about like, you know, Lord, this is what I desire, and these are the things that I have to do to make that happen. And so I'm just like, it would make sense for me to get a negative test, because it just didn't happen this month. You know, we've addressed a lot of our health issues, and so at this point we're, you know, getting healthier. I lost like 16 pounds, you guys. Oh my goodness. Like, And that's since my surgery. And my husband's lost like 26 pounds. And so it's been like, I mean, we've been eating healthier. We've been doing a lot of different things. I've been on these different supplements, and so things have been working out as far as that. So we've been addressing those issues. And so for us to not get pregnant is not, it's not strange if, you know, you address the things that would prevent you from getting pregnant. Father's Day is a couple days away, y'all. Like, as the time of me filming this video, Father's Day is like, today's what, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, in 3 days. So that could have been an amazing reveal, right? Anyway, Father's Day is already hard for my husband as it is, so I wanted to like be able to make him smile on that day. And being able to say, no, I'm not pregnant is easier to say, yay, we're pregnant. Actually, we're not. But yes, thank you for watching this video. Please click the like button. Leave a comment if you have any questions. And if you don't mind, please consider giving towards the missions trip that my husband will be going on. Like I said, the link is in the description, and there are some like very specific instructions on how you can give and support my husband and our church in that way. Thank you for watching. Bye.